Hello there and welcome to the Bicycle Diaries. Despite the weather last week not really playing ball, I think my fitness is still more or less on track. So the plan at the moment is to get to the new year as fit as I possibly can be so that I can do all of the events that I have planned for 2021. The rides I did last week, well, they weren't anything particularly special. On Tuesday, I did the Jolly Good Velo meetup on Zwift, and that was our usual London route. And I did surprise myself a little bit because it was the first Jolly Good Velo meetup that I've done using my smart trainer. And I have to admit that I was a little bit concerned about the power setting. It was definitely harder to ride than when I was using my plain old dumb trainer, but it all went fairly well, and I was even the first person over the finish line at the top of Box Hill there. My second ride of the week was on the Paris course in Zwift as well, so again that was just up and down the Champs-Élysées there. And then on Saturday the weather kind of picked up a little bit and I was able to go out with some of my cycling chums. So I met up with my friend Des, another couple of friends of mine, Kathy and Andy, and we also had along one of the subscribers to the channel, a chap called Nick, and we went out and we did a 70-kilometre route around Gosport, and that was pretty good fun. The sun was sort of shining, but it was very, very windy, so the going was a little bit difficult at times. And then by the time I got back, I'd done about 70 kilometres and about 400 metres of climbing. But I have to say it was bitterly, bitterly cold, and it took me hours to warm up afterwards. Now, I did get a little bit of bad news last week. One of the events that I'm training for is the Isle of Wight Randonnée, which usually takes place at the beginning of May. Unfortunately, I noticed on the organisers' Facebook page that they've decided to cancel the event for 2021 for obvious reasons. So that means that there's not going to be a randonnée now. Now that's no great shakes really, because the Isle of Wight is just down the road for me, so I can go down there, ride it by myself or hopefully with a couple of my cycling chums. The route is very clearly signposted, so it's nice and easy to follow. Okay, we won't get a brevet card and we won't get the card stamped, but again, that's no great shakes. At the end of the day, the important thing is that we're going down there and riding 110 kilometres around the Isle of Wight and hopefully having a fantastic time. In a similar vein, I'm also hearing some rumours about the other big event that I'm training for, which is the Prudential London 100, which takes place in early August. Now, the rumours I'm hearing are suggesting that they may be cutting the route short, or they may even cancel the event altogether due to COVID. Now, even if it does take place, there's no guarantee that I'll get a place like I did last year. We all know how difficult that can be. And even if I don't get a place, or if I do and it's cancelled, again, I can still ride 100 miles around the local area where I am here, and hopefully do that with some of my cycling chums. And speaking of cycling events, it's obviously that time of year again when many people are thinking of riding the Rapha Festive 500. If you don't know what that is, cycle clothing company Rapha over the last 10 years or so have been challenging cyclists to ride 500 kilometres in the 8 days between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And indeed, many of the subscribers to the channel have been asking me if I'm going to do it. Well, the short answer to that is no, and the short explanation is that basically I don't have to. Presumably Rapha have issued this challenge because they think that many people will have time off from work over the Christmas period, and it seems like a fantastic opportunity to get some significant cycling done. Well, as for me, I'm self-employed, so I have plenty of time to go out and cycle, so I will be doing a little challenge along these lines, all of my own, at some point in the new year. But if you want to know my full rationale, I will be making a vlog explaining that in complete detail, so stay tuned for that. So the numbers for this week are, I've ridden 115 kilometres, I've got 5 hours of seat time, and I've climbed 764 metres. And that brings the year's total to 6,307 kilometres ridden. I've got 27 hours and 17 minutes of seat time, and I've climbed 62,168 metres. So if we go over to Strava, we can see that on Tuesday my fitness score was 50, on Thursday it was 49, and then on Saturday it was still 49. Unfortunately, the weather next week is not looking good at all. It's forecasting wall-to-wall rain every single day, and I don't really fancy getting my big boy cycling kit on and facing the wet and the wind, so it looks like I'm going to have to do my 4 to 5 hours of cycling indoors on the turbo trainer. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching.